Standard Bank has an Africa-wide business and it's 20% held by China's ICBC. This has been for some time now.
Indeed. It has done well in recent times. The recent results looked quite good because they were getting past some negative incidents, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Market cap 245 billion rand, a PE of 10.7 and a dividend yield here of 4.7%. You want to get the graph up before we go any further?
It looks fairly similar, so you'll see the same kind of nice recovery at the end. The things that I was talking about, remember they had the aluminium disaster in Qingdao, is that, I don't know, Qingdao in China, where they had like a write-off related to some fraud around trading of aluminium, and then also some prior year comparisons from sales of assets. Remember, they've been exiting lots of international businesses.
Lance, that is not a bad looking share price chart.
Yeah, it's a bit of a story of refocusing Standard Bank. If you go back a little bit longer, their move to exit being an emerging market bank to an African bank has been sort of almost prescient, because emerging markets really came off the shine in the last few years. But they sort of preempted that. And then the masterstroke was to exit the UK pre-Brexit. And that really was a good move, because that would have destroyed a lot of value. So the bank has been refocused into this African bank. And I think you've got a much cleaner story, a much better business. And the commodity uptick from the Trump presidency has resulted in a slightly better story for Africa. Not like it was before, but I think things are headed in the right direction. Their return on capital is a little bit poor, but I think we should focus on improving that. And maybe they have the most scope to improve that, and hence quite a lot of upside in this share.
Well, there's the important point. If they have the most scope to improve their return on capital,
because that rating is relatively low comparatively, you know, the
which
PE
means there
we
will
saw.
be value unlock from an investment.
Indeed. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what the mood is like in Davos, where you're going at the end of the week, because remember, a year or two ago, things were looking very grim with oil prices around $30 a barrel. Now it's at 50, so that's a lot better for some areas which Standard Bank has capitalized in its Stanbic operations, like Angola and Nigeria and Zambia and all the other commodity-oriented African countries.
Don't underestimate the African growth story. In other words, hot or not, Lance?
Hot on this one.
Paul.
Well, I was thinking you were going to give us the usual question about what we think about the dual CEOs. So you're going to let us
tired of that question now. It's just, we just have to accept it and move on. And look at it, Sasol's now got a dual CEO scenario as well, so maybe that is the way of the future. Maybe you need two people to lead an organization.
Yeah, and operationally, Sim Chabalala and Ben Kruger have done well, and internally there seemed to have been a nice sort of refresh and a reset after some dramas, you know, a year or so ago. So it's becoming kind of a modern South African organization. People seem happy to work there.
So
fantastic building in Rosebank.
Are you hot?
Yeah, I think so. At that rating, and given the share price movement and the prior comparatives,